the ice cream, hot fudge, cherries. I'll take one lick, but I won't share it. Always, I know, we'll clean the whole bowl. Melting, dripping, avoiding brain freeze. Rain, shine, or snow, I won't say no. You say ice cream, I'll say let's go. Late night, come home, I'll eat one bowl. I'll even eat it on the stairs. I'll really eat it anywhere. Rain, shine, or snow, I won't say no. You say ice cream, I'll say let's go. Join us this month of July for all things ice cream.
Ice cream?
Ice cream.
When the heck did we get ice cream? Did you get ice cream?
I'm going to get a lot of ice cream.
Well, then I want ice cream.
You can have some too.
Let's go get some ice cream.
Okay, right now?
Where are we going to go?
Stay tuned to find out where on This Is a Place podcast. Thank you for listening to This Is a Place podcast. My name is Brandon, and I'm joined with a man who tried very hard to come up with a joke for the episode, but they were all a little too vanilla. Nate.
And it was just recently National Vanilla Ice Cream Day on Friday. We probably talked about this before, but all these national days of one subject or another. I think today is National Parent Day. We're recording on Sunday the 25th.
But what's your point about all the days?
Just saying is that every day there's an excuse for something, and some days overlap others. Growing up, I had a poster in my room that had 365 reasons to party. So every day was an excuse to party. But
yeah.
Seems like every day on the news that today is National Hot Dog Day. Today is National Say Hi to Your Cousin Day. I think yesterday was Cousin Day. Today's Parent Day. I don't know. Just saying every day there's a reason to celebrate.
At my old job, we had a calendar where you could find different ways to engage your team with those days, and it'd say, oh, this week's going to be National Pet Day, so if you want to engage your team, bring a pie, or it's going to be Licorice Day, so bring some licorice.
Oh,
but
really?
I wonder who's making the rules.
Who decides what day is a national celebration day?
I think we should make our own, make a National This Is a Place podcast day.
Who do you submit your forms to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where does this go?
All right. Well, we need to decide which day is going to be This Is a Place Day. And then our listeners send us gifts.
Anyway, it is our last ice cream episode. How do you feel coming off of all the ice cream for this month?
I feel very full.
Any regrets?
Just about 4 pounds worth of regrets. I had a goal this month to get down to a certain weight, and this topic definitely did not help. So I'm going to have a big push this week to get to my goal.
Yeah, me too.
So,
but you only get National Ice Cream Month once a year.
Once a year.
So you can't squander the opportunity.
I can always figure out a reason to eat more food and more junk food. There's always some national junk food day going on.
Just about every day you can find something.
But we also had Pioneer Day celebrations this weekend.
Or Pie and Beer Day for some.
Pie and beer. I did not have any pie. I bought a pie the other day, and it's been sitting on the kitchen counter. Haven't touched it.
Do you have any beer?
No, that I did not have either, nor root beer. But man, I was at the store the other day and saw like just a 1 liter thing of Coke. How bad I want. It was so hot. There's nothing I want more on like 100-degree day than like an ice cold Coke. But can't have it.
I mean, you can.
I absolutely can, but it's just it's a gateway into other things.
Right. Talking like you'd be such a bad person if you drink soda.
Drink a soda. It just next thing you know, I'd be drinking
energy drinks,
rock stars, Monsters, Red Bulls. It's just a never.
It's a gateway, exactly.
Gateway into those things again. So, trying to keep sober off of that soda.
But yeah, it was a more normal Pioneer Day.
Yeah, they had one thing
parade.
That was interesting. The parade they had on Friday, the 23rd, which was National Vanilla Ice Cream Day.
Do you know why?
It's because of the Olympics.
Yep. The Olympics.
So I think Channel 5 had coverage of the Olympics or something like that.
And those are going on too.
Yeah, the Olympics are going on. Nothing super exciting so far. Few gold medals. Skateboarder, have you seen that video yet?
Nope.
He fell and then he slid and his manhood went right between the bars.
Oh.
So that's making the rounds on social media. Very unfortunate fall. So we got skateboarding Olympics though, so that's kind of cool for the first time. But did you know why people keep complaining about the stadiums being super hot?
Really?
Did you know why they're super hot?
Why?
Because there's no fans in the stands.
I should have seen that one come in.
But it's weird.
That sucked for Tokyo.
Oh,
like they lost so much money
on
this.
They built those big stadiums and not have anybody in them except for a few people. And then all these players, not players, but participants who keep getting disqualified for having COVID. It's kind of sad too. But at least they're doing them. And we'll see what it turns out. And
I don't have time for the Olympics.
Yeah, I kind of.
You're too busy playing all your sports. You don't have time for that.
No. I like to play stuff I can actually...
Pursuing your
I
own...
like to do things I can actually control.
Pickleball. Why don't they put pickleball in the Olympics? You could be in the Olympics.
Soon enough. You better believe they should. They should get pickleball Olympics.
They have.
And we will do. They have ping pong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And pickleball's been around since like 1965 era. So it's not a new sport. It's just a new or popular sport. It's just getting popular.
A new surge.
New surge of it. But yeah, we'll do a pickleball episode down the road and I'll give you my opinions on what should happen with the sport. But after you play pickleball, you got to go get some ice cream because you've done some exercise. You've earned the opportunity to eat some ice cream.
Which I think is the biggest takeaway from this episode today. We had the opportunity to speak with
ice cream experts?
Some sort of a subject matter expert. She wouldn't call herself an expert, but I think she's a good source of information in the Utah ice cream arena. Yeah. All right. So today we are joined with Shay, who is the ice cream foodie you can find on Instagram, and we're happy to have her to finish out this National Ice Cream Month that we've had going on. Shay, thanks so much for coming on to the podcast with us today.
Oh, you're welcome. This is fun. Like I said, this is my first podcast, so I'm excited to chat about ice cream, as I always am.
So tell us about that. What got you into ice cream? What inspired you to start the Instagram page and everything else?
Well, I'm a big foodie, and I just was following a lot of foodie pages on Instagram, and I noticed that they weren't covering as much of my favorite items as I wanted them to. So obviously that's dessert. So I decided I would just start my own and start highlighting all of my favorite ice cream places. And then I started seeking out ice cream places, and I actually discovered a lot more in Utah than I realized even existed. So I've had a lot of fun just rediscovering and just finding the best that I can. I mean, obviously my goal is to find the best ice cream in the world, in the broad aspect, but I'm a mom of 4 little ones. Oldest is 10 and youngest is 4. So I don't obviously travel as much as I would like, but so I start local, and I'm a huge supporter of local businesses, and so that's kind of just where it started, and I've just really, really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun meeting business owners and finding new places.
Yeah, and you've been doing it, looks like, since 2017.
Kind of. I started the page with my husband, and we actually had a different name, something food travels or something, and it was just not very often at all. When my husband and I would go out, and we would just highlight some of the food. I was just being a foodie, but I didn't have a very good camera, so I was like, oh, my pictures are never that good, and so I never posted very much. But then, actually, the beginning of COVID, about January of last year, that's when I really jumped into it. I'm like, I need something to do. There's not much else we can do right now. Everything's being canceled, but I can still support local businesses. And so that's kind of when I just changed the name to Ice Cream Foodie, and I started focusing on ice cream and other desserts. And occasionally I'll post about normal food, but if it's really something that wows me, and I just do it to support local. I'm not in it for anything else. Yeah,
I'm also a foodie, but desserts are by far the reason I stay fat. I'm a sports addict, so I play a ton of sports. So you would think I would be a little pretzel with how many sports I play, but if it weren't for desserts, I probably would be a pretzel. But it definitely keeps me in shape.
It's definitely my Achilles heel for sure. And you'll see on my profile that I actually, I'm all about balance. I do work out 5 to 6 times a week, and just so that I can eat the desserts I like and not feel like I'm, rolling away in the massive ball of fat. So, I do try and have balance, obviously, and I'm very much, what's the word? I'm very aware of what I eat throughout the day when it comes to my meals, and I do a very good job eating as healthy as possible. And so that's why I justify the desserts, because I you got to enjoy life. And so I never, even when I was trying to lose weight after having my children, I'm like, no, I just can't give up my sugar. I've got to have at least a little bit a day. And it actually made it easier for me to lose weight, because I knew I could have a little bit every night. And it worked out that way. It worked out for me. Obviously, everyone's different. But yeah, so I just, I'm huge into enjoying life and eating what you love, as long as you do it right.
Like you said on your bio, it says you got to work for it if you want it, right?
Yep.
Got to put in the time if you're going to indulge.
Why I exercise. I run for ice cream. It's the truth.
That's actually a good tagline. I run for ice cream.
I actually, if you go through my feed, you'll see a mug I bought that has that on there. It's pink and it says I run for ice cream.
Oh, cool. My friends have a shirt that says running sucks, but
it's not quite the same thing. You have to have a purpose. And this is one of my reasons. So
well, I thought you would be a good voice to have on, because Nate and I have gone to many ice cream places over the last couple weeks, and there's so much, like you said, so many different ice cream places and dessert places throughout Utah that it's impossible to hit them all. And so I figured we could finish it out with you, and you could give us maybe some of the top ones that we missed out on and that people need to be aware of.
Oh, for sure. I noticed you did cover the Scoop, which carries both Aggie and BYU ice cream. Those are obviously Utah essentials. And then you covered Brooker's, which is a newer parlor to Utah, but it's awesome ice cream there for sure. One of my top 5 for sure.
Did you complete the Liberty Bell Challenge?
No. I went and did it with friends, and we did it as teams, but you don't get it for free when you do it as teams. But it is a good way to enjoy the Liberty Bell. You can split the cost of the Liberty Bell, because it is $76 to just pay for it. But I was with somebody recently who he did complete it, but he didn't beat the record, and the record's 17 minutes and 8 seconds. But oh man, that is a lot of ice cream. Like, I wish I could put that much in my belly, but I probably shouldn't for health reasons. So I don't. So it's just the part that is the hardest, honestly, is the dry toppings. Because those are the cookies and the rice, the Reese's and the M&Ms. Those are the heavy things you have to chew. And, you know, if it was just straight ice cream and whipped cream, I probably could just slurp it down. But those are the things that really stop me. Because even though I love my ice cream and I like the mix-ins, I'm not huge into just eating like candy and cookies. And so, yeah, that's where it got me. But it's fun.
Did you guys finish the whole thing between you and the team, though?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely doable
Handedly.
with the team. And you also went to Leatherby's, which is a family favorite of ours. I just love their banana splits. Oh, they're amazing. And if I ever go there, I always get the same. I've tried a bunch of their ice creams, but I always get the same two. And it's the peanut butter cookie dough and Dutch chocolate chip. Those are my absolute favorites. And then there's peanut butter sauce. Oh, pure peanut butter, just heated and melted all over your ice cream is amazing. And its hot fudge is awesome. And their strawberry and raspberry sauces are made with fresh fruit. Oh, it's all so good. It's all so good. Now I can finish one of those. I can finish a whole giant banana split. I have done that before. So.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to take it home for the next day, but if you can manage it right.
Not worth it. I mean, for a competition, if you're going to give me something, I'll try. But if there's no real reason, then I'd rather save it and enjoy it later. That's the nice thing about ice cream is that you can save it. You can put it in a freezer. And often I do keep a cooler in my car. And if I need to, I will stop by a gas station and buy dry ice and I will take the ice cream home.
That's smart.
Yeah, there is a way to do it. And
it's just as good the next day too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good. You can at least eat it for at least that week before you move on to the next you stop at, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But you asked me the top 5. The number one place you do need to stop would be Rockwell. Have you heard of it?
I have. I've heard a lot about that one.
He has 2 locations. He has his Provo, which is his first one, and then he has one in Daybreak, and he used to have one in Salt Lake, but I believe that one has closed since COVID. But yeah, he's got some stellar ice cream, like super, super high quality, high quality ingredients too, not just the ice cream and the butter fat that he puts in there, but very meticulously curated recipes too. Like he really knows how to put together a recipe for his ice cream. It's just awesome. His Oreo's amazing. His Biscoff's amazing. My absolute favorites of his are Blueberry Rapture and salted banana Oreo. Those are stellar. And he only brings those back occasionally. So I always have to watch the Instagram, wait for those to come back, and then you run because they sell out fast.
Yeah, it's sad I haven't been there, but I followed the page on Instagram, and it's a fun one to follow because they always show making the ice cream and the whole process that goes into it, which is...
Yeah, I appreciate that too. The behind the scenes is something I love to see. And yeah, he likes to do that, and he appreciates his Instagram followers. Yeah, so definitely have to stop there. A place that's kind of a hidden gem that most people don't know about is in far west of north. Called Neil's Swedish Creamery. And they're right off the freeway, but they're tucked under a little bit off from, like, away from the exit, and it's right across from a cornfield and this little small brick building. But I was amazed at how silky their ice cream was. I did not expect that. But they've got some really great flavors over there as well. So if you're ever going north, that's a must stop. A hidden gem for sure.
Wow, even one with a habanero in it.
What?
Habanero?
Yeah. Raspberry white chocolate habanero. Wow.
Oh, I haven't tried that one. Oh, that might be a good flavor to try. Yeah.
Okay, this is a total tangent, but it just came in my mind. Have you guys seen was it Ben & Jerry's that was doing a macaroni and cheese ice cream?
Oh, that sounds disgusting.
And it sold out super quick. I'm sure it's probably because people just curiosity, right?
The novelty.
Yeah.
It's a curiosity thing for sure. Like I would have bought it just out of curiosity, not because I thought I would like it.
You had to try it, right? You had to at least try
but
it.
If I do see it, I will try it and I'll post it.
It's called Van Leeuwen ice cream.
Van Leeuwen.
Yep. Okay, and they collaborated with Kraft to make the ice cream. People said it was really good.
I have to look for that one.
I usually go a little more conservative on my ice cream choices, but
I do like eccentric things. Like I am as a foodie, you do usually enjoy different types of foods and different things, and you're adventurous in your eating is what I was trying to say. But there is a line. I don't know if I'll do the mac and cheese.
Yeah, we'll skip that one for now.
Sounds good.
All right.
Another one I believe people need to try would be Cannery Creamery, which is in North Ogden, and they also use 16% butterfat in their ice cream, and anything above 15% butterfat is considered super premium ice cream. And so it's heavier, like denser, but it's just so much better. Like it just tastes, and butterfat isn't necessarily correlated with creaminess, but it does help. And theirs is super creamy, and I would definitely recommend the Blonde Cow. It's a peanut butter ice cream with Oreos and peanut butter swirl in there. That one's really, really good. They just have some great, and their cookie dough. Oh, their cookie dough flavor is good. Like the cookie dough is not homemade, I don't think, but they do a tempered chocolate that they throw in there that then freezes and becomes the chocolate chips. And I just loved that. That was just so great to me. I thought they went the extra mile for sure on that flavor. So yeah, Cannery would be a great option as well. But then there's also Bowtie Creamery, which is in South Ogden. And they have a very smooth ice cream as well. They have a sour cream raspberry flavor with fresh raspberries. Wow. I loved. Oh, that was probably my favorite. So great finds up there in Ogden that I didn't realize existed until recently. I mean, I don't know what else to say, except it's just super creamy and amazing.
Yeah, there's only so much you can say about ice cream, right?
So many adjectives. The last one, I mean, I do really like Handles and like Roller's Red Barn down in Santaquin, but I think the one that needs to be mentioned that's a must would be Wasatch Creamery. I believe it's Wasatch Creamery Ice Cream Company or Co. And they're actually in Heber, and they don't have a storefront yet. They're kind of just throwing themselves in other like restaurants, but you also can order online. They did put a pause on that for a while with COVID, so I haven't gotten an update yet on where they're at there. But if you go back and see my post about it, and yeah, they've got an amazing recipe as well. They do a really good job bringing together the smoothness and the flavors, and their vanilla is really good. And I really love, they have like a brown butter bourbon, I think, or something like that. And it
sounds good.
Really good. Their best one would be the salted Oreo. I mean, here we are, salted again. I don't know why, but the saltiness with the Oreos just go really well together, I guess. If you haven't tried a salted Oreo ice cream, I highly recommend it. So yeah, that's their one of their number one flavors is that one. So if you're going to try one of their flavors, go with that one, or the bourbon, the brown butter one. They also have other flavors like ginger lime and basil blackberry. So they're pretty adventurous in their flavors as well. But yeah, they're definitely a must if you get the chance to get your hands on some of them, because the salt and the sweet work. So if you can find a good combination of a salty item in your ice cream, or if you throw a little bit of salt, like salted dark chocolate's amazing. I'm a huge dark chocolate fan. So, I mean, you get a good balance of the salt and sweet. If you can find an ice cream with both, it's heaven.
Are you a French fry dipper?
I'm not a dipper, but I love eating French fries adjacent to my ice cream. I go back and forth. I love going from the sweet, salty to sweet, but not a huge dipper, because then it makes my fry soggy, and I'm not a fan of that. So
good point.
I would say if you want more recommendations, or if you want to see more places hit the top list, go on my Instagram page on my guides. You'll see the lists of the best ice creams in Utah that I've listed. And I've also compiled another list with a friend of mine. He's Sifty Reviews on Instagram, and we've put together a list of all of the super premium and the premium ice creams and where they lie on our spectrum. So lots of resources there. It's been fun. I have a lot of fun doing it. And people ask all the time, they want recommendations. And so it makes me feel good to help. So it's another reason why I do it.
To do your duty to ice cream.
I will do my ice cream duty.
Is there any, one of my favorite types of ice cream is soft serve. Is there any places that you recommend for soft serve ice cream, or is really yogurt the only thing you can get really nowadays?
No, soft serve. Yes, there's lots of great places actually. My number one soft serve place is actually in Heber, and it's called Dairy King.
Mm-hmm.
And I love their vanilla soft serve. I don't know what it is that they do to it, but it's just really good. And I hear Granny's across the street. I actually haven't been to Granny's. I know it's that the people are going to unfollow me for that reason, but it's been on my list next time I go to Denver, but they're a competitor of Dairy King's. And so theirs is really good as well. So theirs are both really good. I do love JCW's. They have one of the best thick shakes, I believe. But yeah, when it comes to the best soft serve, I would have to say Dairy King.
I think that just goes to show you're the expert. You know all the places. A lot of these we haven't even tried yet, so we're gonna have to.
I don't know if it's expert the right word. It's just that I've tried a lot of things, and so I could tell you about it, and then you can make your own decision on what's best for you. You know what I mean? Everyone's
got their own preference.
Their own preference, and that's why obviously my ice cream list is the best to me. But you can, I try and explain it why I think it's the best, and then you can draw your own conclusions, make your own list. So
there you go. But can you really go wrong with any ice cream? Is there?
Oh, I have had some bad ice creams, but I'm not going to say. Again, I like to lift people up and support places. I don't want to tear anyone down, but I honestly can't say if it's on my page, I am supporting it for a reason. So I'm not gonna throw something on there just because, just to fill it. I want to make sure I'm giving good recommendations that are legit and tasty, so you don't waste your money.
Integrity. Well,
we don't have that.
I'd like to think we do.
We can be bought.
We can be bought.
We're
I'd like to ask you. You did bring up the Aggie and the BYU ice cream, and no, you did go to BYU, but maybe you could give us your unbiased take.
You know what?
Honestly, ice cream.
I feel like people think I'd have a biased opinion, but I actually was a fan of Aggie's before I was a fan of BYU ice cream. I will say I bleed blue through and through. I'm BYU fan, sure, but when it comes to ice cream, I cannot tell a lie. They both honestly have their good flavors, but I'm not in love with every single flavor at either place. And so the top flavors, though, if you go to Aggie's, definitely get the blue mint, and if you go to BYU, you got to get the Grand Canyon, and those two are the best, and you can't even compare them because they're so different. But I actually did last July, I did a blind taste test between Aggie's and BYU ice cream, and it's on my page if you want to scroll back to last ice cream National Ice Cream Day. That's what I did, and I got 4 people to be I didn't do it. I wasn't the blind judge, but I had 4 blind judges, and it kind of came out to that, BYU and Aggies were so close together. And I think BYU barely won only because they preferred the Grand Canyon, but that's not anything against the blue mint because it's equally as good. And so it was just so funny to see how they both excelled equally. Just depends on whose preference of flavor, So I honestly love them both for different reasons. They both do a great job. Now, if only the U had ice cream, then we'd have a real rivalry.
Oh yeah. Surprised they haven't jumped into it just for the rivalry's sake of things.
I know, right?
Because they know they would lose.
They know what they would lose, exactly. Maybe that's why we haven't done the best the last couple of years, because we're focusing on the ice cream and,
we gotta get it.
Football and ice cream don't really go hand in hand. Well, Shay, we really appreciate you taking the time to come on and speak with us about your experience and how you've enjoyed ice cream. Like we have we've always enjoyed ice cream, but especially focusing on it this last month. Encourage everyone to go check out her Instagram and her list.
Well, thank you. Thanks for inviting me on.
Any last thoughts?
I always get asked if I ever get sick of ice cream, and my husband actually laughed because we were in Bear Lake last week, and I had a raspberry shake every single night, sometimes 2, because I wanted to taste them all, and that's when I compiled my raspberry shake list. And he asked on our way home, I said, "Can we make a stop?" And he looks at me and he's like, "For ice cream? Aren't you sick of ice cream?" And I said, "Well, no, I just don't need a raspberry shake for a while, but I'm good on ice cream."
Okay. Well, thanks again. We really appreciate you taking the time to do this with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
So I think what I sometimes I have that mentality that I'm going to go work out. I just don't do it. So that's why. I mean, you actually go and do the activities. I just don't.
Well, she mentioned she works out 5 to 6 times a week. I also work out 5 to 6 times a week, but I definitely keep my figure by eating a lot of sweets. It's my...
She's probably not indulging 5 to 6 times a week.
No, I think she's got more willpower than I do.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a pretty big dude, so I'm sure she gets full a lot faster than I do.
When we indulge, we indulge.
Yeah, when I go for it,
we indulge a couple of servings.
My football coach said 110%.
And you always give that.
And I always give 110% in everything I do. So,
well, it's been fun to talk about all these ice cream places and have try some new things and get out there. There's still a lot more we have to...
A lot of places we can visit. A lot of that she mentioned, I was like, number one, I want to go visit, but I didn't even know they were around because they're kind of little hidden gems, which I love. So it looks
Interesting.
Like we got to make a visit up north, what it sounds like.
We always say that.
Yeah, so many places.
It's just so much easier to stay in Salt Lake County.
Yes.
When you guys start paying us, that's when you'll really see us.
Yeah.
Like her traveling around.
Unlike Shay, we can be bought. So
we
will talk about good things about your shop if you want us to come review it.
Exactly. Even if we think it's garbage, we won't say that.
We can be bought. But I was just thinking the other day, and I'm really glad we did National Ice Cream Month for our podcast. Because if you remember last year, during July, the episodes we did, we were outside a lot.
Yeah.
And this year is even more brutal because it's been super hot. I think last year, didn't we visit the cemetery? And this is the place.
Yeah.
And we were just dying from the heat. So
I mean, it wasn't as hot last year.
This year's been brutal. Visiting ice cream shops when it's 100 degrees outside is definitely worth it.
Well, as I mentioned before, make sure you go and follow her Instagram. And I mean, who doesn't love to scroll through Instagram and see something delicious like that every now and then? Doesn't all have to be memes.
Doesn't have to be memes, but then it makes me hungry. That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's a guy I've watched his videos on pizza. Drives me crazy.
The Barstool guy?
The Barstool guy.
Yeah.
And the New York style pizza is like my favorite. So it's so hard. And it always pops up on my feed the days I'm not eating.
Well, let us know what was your favorite ice cream place we covered this month, or which one you think we missed, and we'll have to visit it another time.
Next July, we'll do part 2.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on This Is a Place podcast Ice Cream Extravaganza.
See you next week.